Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. We record these interviews so that potential buyers can learn more about the business and the seller to help them make an informed buying decision. If you would like to learn more about this business, including details like what type of business it is, how much revenue and profit it makes, and all of the assets included with the business, simply visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business's listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and in the description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. So without further ado, let's get into this interview. First up, let's learn a little bit about you. Can you tell us about your background in building and running online businesses?
I've been building and running online businesses for about 5 years now, and I started with Google SEO, which I did enjoy. However, I would often spend thousands of dollars per month just to keep the websites going with backlinks. And when you factor in things like the hosting and, paying for the writers and all of that stuff, it got quite expensive and it also became less effective. And I've never really enjoyed the technical aspects of SEO or backlinks, and so YouTube was the natural fit because on YouTube backlinks are a non-factor. There are SEO optimizations, but they're very basic, and so YouTube was kind of the dream business for me and still is because it's purely a content business, and so I can essentially replicate the same business model, display ads, affiliate offers, that kind of thing, but on YouTube, which is, in today's world, a lot more stable than the Google algorithm. And so I slowly transitioned from building these content sites to these YouTube channels, these faceless channels, simply because I found them to be more content focused, whereas SEO was a bit too technical for my personal interests.
Why are you selling the business now instead of keeping it and growing it further?
The main reason that I'm selling this business now is because I would like to scale multiple YouTube channels at once in different niches. And that's simply much easier for me to do. And I'd feel much more comfortable about that quite significant monthly expense if I had the funds from the sale of this business. Hence why I'm selling it now, so I can start these other channels in different niches. And also I would like to work in niches that, one, I have more personal interest in, and two, that I'm keen to learn more about. This niche is a classic affiliate niche, extremely evergreen, but it's not something that I really care about that much. And I would just like to put more time into these other projects. Hence why I'm selling the business to facilitate that.
Can you describe the amount and the type of work that you do on this business to maintain it?
So I spend a maximum of 5 hours per week working on this business. Approximately half of that time goes to creating the scripts and voiceovers. Like most YouTube channels, we utilize AI for the scripts and voiceovers. And over the months, I've developed very in-depth prompts to ensure that our scripts are always more detailed and more engaging than those of our competitors, so that the retention is good and so that viewers really engage with the content and more specifically with our affiliate links. And the good news for the buyer, because I knew I was going to sell this business, I have created approximately 9 months worth of scripts and voiceovers, presuming an upload frequency of 3 times per week. So the buyer will not actually need to do this for 9 months. The other main task would be approving the videos from the editors. And I spend about 1 hour per week doing this. And the reason I spend a full hour is because I do like to give personalized feedback for each video just to create that really good working relationship. And I find that this really motivates the editors to produce consistently good results. And my main editor, she's fantastic. I wish I could keep her and, have her work on the future projects. But obviously any YouTube channel needs a good editor, and I've spoken to her. She's very happy to continue working with the new owner. And other than that, I will spend probably 15 minutes replying to comments. Again, we use AI for that. I will spend another 15 minutes just checking the analytics, checking the affiliate dashboards a couple of times per week. I'll also spend half an hour getting the affiliate links. So by that, I mean putting the affiliate links into the YouTube description. And that's really it. So when you're doing the scripts and voiceovers, it might be 5 hours per week. But when you have a big surplus like we do now, it's going to be 2, maybe 3 hours a week.
So if you were to keep this business, what are some of the ways you would try to grow it?
I wish to keep this business, I would definitely do a lot more content around these high ticket items just because the commission is really, really good. And you only need to make 1, maybe 2 sales from a video and you're already in profit. Whereas like with AdSense, it takes a lot of views to make money. But with these higher ticket items, you can really make money from just 1 or 2 sales. Other than that, you might consider embedding the videos on a website. You could upload the scripts as articles. You could embed the videos so you'd get the Google SEO traffic and you would funnel traffic to the YouTube. So that's one option. Another option would be, if you were e-commerce minded, to sell physical products with this niche. I know that it's very popular for e-commerce business owners to purchase content sites and YouTube channels like this for traffic acquisition to their e-commerce store, whether it's FBA or Shopify. I don't know much about e-commerce, but I do know that traffic like this is very valuable because all of it is buyer intent. None of the content, none of the videos are informational. It's 100% buyer-focused keywords and videos. So that would be valuable to any e-commerce entrepreneur. Other than that, you could collect emails and sell your own digital products. You could do physical products like we said, or you could simply promote higher ticket affiliate offers via email. The channel has a library of over 400 videos, and you could easily include a link to a lead magnet in all of those videos to grow that email list and then monetize it with your preferred strategy.
Right. And what would you say are the biggest risks with this business that buyers should be aware of?
As with any YouTube business, this channel relies on YouTube's platform and YouTube's algorithm. That algorithm can change and that can benefit your channel, but it can also reduce your visibility. Now, for this particular channel, I do think that risk is mitigated somewhat because it gets most of its traffic from search. I can see here on my analytics, 47% of traffic comes from YouTube search and 22% comes from external. External is basically another word for Google search. So that's about 70% from search, which is inherently a lot more stable than getting your traffic from browse features or suggested. The other risk would be on the affiliate side. As with any affiliate business, you have these programs that you don't control and they can reduce the commission. They can change the program structure in some way. And that's something I've been cognizant of, which is why I did make an effort to try and diversify a bit. So it does make most of the money from Amazon Associates, which I still think is quite good for this niche. It's one of the more higher paying categories on Amazon, but I've also made an effort to apply to other affiliate programs that offer both a higher commission percentage and a longer cookie duration as well. So that's something that a buyer might want to explore even more. And really, apart from that, those are the only two risks that I can think of.
How much support are you willing to offer the buyer who acquires this business?
I've said 60 days of support, which I think is a really good amount for a business that is as simple as this. If you can use a computer, then you can definitely run this YouTube channel. And obviously, if the buyer does have any questions beyond that 60 days, they're very welcome to ask me. I will always reply to their emails. As you can probably tell, I really do enjoy talking about YouTube. And so beyond that initial 60 days, if they want any ideas or if they need anything clarifying, I'm only a quick email away.
Are you open to negotiating something like an earn-out agreement?
No, not at the moment. The only motivation for me to sell this business is to get all of the cash up front so that I'm able to scale those multiple channels at once, because that's not going to be cheap. And I really do want that kind of mini war chest, I suppose, so that I can scale these channels more comfortably. And I think in the grand scheme of online businesses, this one is not very expensive. It's well under 6 figures. And so I don't feel that an earnout would really make sense.
Okay, final question. If you had to put yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why is your business a business worth buying?
First of all, it's a growing business that you're buying and it's extremely passive. I don't think there are too many business models where you can make good money working less than 5 hours per week. Also, it's quite diversified for a YouTube channel. Most YouTube channels earn from AdSense and that's it. Some of the higher quality ones get sponsors as well, whereas this channel, it has the AdSense and it's quite diversified within its affiliate earnings. It's also had a couple of sponsored videos and also interest for future sponsors because it's quite niched down. So if someone is in this niche and they want to advertise their products, there are not really many channels doing what I'm doing. So it's quite diversified, I think, for a YouTube channel. And also, unlike other YouTube channels, which rely on browse features and suggested, this channel derives most of its views from search, which is inherently more stable. And so while it might not have these big viral hits and get, millions of views, the library of videos earns consistently over the months and years, which I personally prefer. Also, there are still many, many good affiliate topics that you can do. In fact, I've got a huge list that you can have. And also, I have queued up 9 months worth of scripts and voiceovers. So that 5 hours a week is going to be more like 2 to 3 hours for the foreseeable future. Also, I think there are two sides to this niche, and I'm happy to discuss this in detail with potential buyers, but you have the affiliate side, which I've explored to a good extent, but I think this niche has excellent potential for viral videos. And, looking back, I kind of wish I'd tried it, but I think that the niche is, because it's very evergreen and some of the topics tend to be quite emotionally charged, and I think there is good potential for those kinds of viral videos. Also, I think it's very good as like an e-commerce bolt-on. If you have an e-commerce business in this niche, this channel gets way over 100,000 views a month. And I think that would be very valuable traffic for somebody with an existing business in the niche. And perhaps the biggest reason to buy it right now is that it's coming up to the Black Friday and holiday shopping period, and these are the two best months for the business. If we look back in July, where it was the Prime Day for Amazon, it made well over $5,000 in net profit. And I think that it's going to do more than that in November and December. So you're buying this based on a valuation of, I think, just over $3,000 a month, but that's going to increase dramatically over the next couple of months. So you're buying it, really at quite a discount. So I think overall, it's a very good deal considering the stability, the passivity, and also the diversification. And like I said, I think there's good potential in every direction, whether you want to do more affiliate marketing, whether you want to go for those viral videos, or whether you want to sell your own products, be it digital products, which you can do via email marketing, or just in the videos, you can include a call to action, or whether you want this as an e-commerce bolt-on. I think there's a lot of potential in addition to the already fantastic benefits of owning this business.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this business is still for sale, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for this business listing number, which you can find in the video thumbnail and description. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll find everything you need to know about this business. So, thanks for joining us. See you next time.